imagine being blind your entire life, and the only thing that you've ever wanted is just to be able to see. Just to be able to see. You sit outside of the temple and you watch people go in and out of the temple, in and out of church all the time, and the only thing that you've ever desired is simply to be able to see. But everybody just knows you as this beggar, the blind beggar, and they walk past you and they wonder who in this man's family has sinned that caused him to be made blind, right? Who in this man's family has done this thing? What caused this thing to happen to this man? And you just sit there and you beg and you just ask for people outside of the temple, and you just wanted to be able to see like everybody else. You've always just wanted to be made whole. That's what you've wanted your entire life. The only thing you've ever wanted. And all of a sudden, what happens? Along comes a man named Jesus. Jesus the Christ with his disciples. He comes and he spits on the ground and he makes clay and he rubs it on your eyes, and all of a sudden, now you can see the thing that you have wanted your entire life, to be able to be made whole, to be able to actually see, has finally come to fruition. It's finally happened to you and you're excited. You're on top of the world. This is the greatest day of your life. You're just on cloud 9. And you're like, man, I finally can see. Thank God for Jesus Christ. Finally, I'm healed. Finally, I'm made whole. Finally, I'm set free. Except that you find out that it's not all it's cracked up to be. The people around, instead of them being happy for you, being happy that you actually are able to see, they begin to question you. They begin to question your story. They begin to question Jesus Christ and if he's even good or not. They then take you to the Pharisees, take you to the religious people. They begin to interrogate you. They begin to question you as well. They bring in your parents. You're saying, if anybody is going to take up for me, if anybody is going to believe me, surely it's going to be my parents, right? Where your parents are ashamed of the name of Jesus Christ, they forsake you as well. And so this thing that you've always wanted, just simply to be able to see, this thing that you have always desired, you find out that it's not all it's cracked up to be. The people that you expected to be happy for you, you find out that they're not as happy for you about your salvation as you are. And it's not all that it's cracked up to be. Except that it is. Because that blind man, when everybody forsook him, the people around him, the Pharisees, the people that are supposed to know God, when everybody forsook him, even his own parents, Jesus came to him when he was alone. And he said, do you believe on the Christ? He said, Lord, who is he? Jesus said, I am he. And that blind man said, Lord, I believe. Just in that very moment where he felt himself alone, Jesus was right there with him when nobody else was. And he said, Lord, I believe. And so why are we talking about this today? A lot of times, family, this is how it is in the Christian walk. A lot of times we believe that we're going to come into this faith, we're going to be made whole, we're going to finally be able to overcome the things that we've been trying to overcome our entire lives. Finally, and everybody's going to be happy for us, right? Everybody's just going to be so ecstatic that you're a Christian, right? Except that it's not all it's cracked up to be. But even when friends and family forsake you, even when it sometimes on this walk feels like you're isolated, like you're alone, I want to encourage you that you're never alone, because Jesus is right there with you. Just like that blind man in the temple, Jesus is right there with you. And people are flaky. Those people talked about that blind man when he was blind, and they talked about him after he was able to see. So it really doesn't matter what people say and think. The only thing that matters is what God says about you. So I just want to encourage somebody today. There's an old song. I think it's by a lady named Vicki Winans, one of the Winans sisters. She sings a song. She says, as long as I got King Jesus, I don't need nobody else. Long as I got King Jesus, I don't need nobody else. Listen, Everybody might not forsake you. There might be some people with you. You'll find some brothers and sisters in the Lord, and that's wonderful. That's a beautiful thing. Even some people in the world might be happy for you. But at the end of the day, the only person who you can know is never going to leave or forsake you is Jesus Christ. As a matter of fact, I think it might have been David, if I'm not mistaken, he said, look, when my mother and my father forsake me, the Lord is right here with me, right? So family, I just pray that this encourages somebody today. I don't know who this message may or may not be for, but I think this is something that almost every believer will probably experience at some point in their walk. Just moments where you feel like you're alone, moments where you feel like every day is not Friday, like somebody might have told you it was. Moments where you become misconstrued, moments where people don't understand you, you become peculiar, you become different, you become strange. Oh, he doesn't drink anymore, he doesn't sleep around anymore, she doesn't do drugs anymore. All of these different type of things. She dressed so conservative and modest, and all of these different type of things people could say. But at the end of the day, as long as I got King Jesus, I don't need nobody else. Why is it that those people who were supposed to be church people didn't believe that blind man once Jesus came and healed him? Why is it that the Pharisees didn't believe him? It's because while he was outside of the temple, outside of the church, and they were going inside of the church, they were just as blind as he was, except that they didn't know it. They saw his blindness, but they didn't see their own blindness. As a matter of fact, I think Jesus explained to them that I came to give sight to the blind, and they said, Lord, are we blind also? He said, because you think you can see, you're blind. So they were self-righteous, just as blind inside the church as that blind beggar sitting on the outside of the church, except he was blessed enough and humble enough to know that he was blind. So family, I just want to pray that this message has blessed somebody today prayerfully. But that's all I have in this video, family. I pray that you've been edified. You all take care and be blessed.